I'm Joe Dixon from ASX, and joining me today is Jeff Glossick from Kaplan Professional. And today we're talking about the ASX share market game. And Jeff's going to share with us how he helps people learn about the share market using the game. Now, Jeff made his way in New York City as a stockbroker, now enjoying the quiet life here in Sydney. Thanks for joining us, Jeff.
Thanks, Joe.
Jeff, we're going to answer the key question. How do I use the game to learn about the share market? But before we do, just take a step back with me. You came to Australia from New York City where you worked as a stockbroker. Can you tell us a bit about that, please?
Well, I came from a very small town in upstate New York. I certainly did not have any background with the money markets in that town. When I was doing my Bachelor of Arts, I realized I had an interest in share markets and trading. I opened up my own brokerage account while I was in college. Really learned it the hard way, picked up books, made a lot of mistakes, I lost a lot of money, and I just kept at it. When I was doing my Master's of Business Administration, I was able to focus on it more formally, and before I knew it, I was a stockbroker in New York, and people were paying me to give them ideas on the market. But it was the wife that brought me here to Australia, naturally. And now I'm working with Kaplan Professional. Started there when I just got into Australia and fell in love with that company just because I really appreciate what they're doing. They're a place that enables, and I think that financial education is one of the most important things that anybody can buy.
People are going to be watching this video, they're going to be asking one question: how do I use the game to learn about the share market? And Jeff, talk me through it. What's the plan?
All right, well, you do have to have a plan, just like if you were going to start any kind of a business. Having real money in a trading account is just, you want to treat that just like you're running your own business. So you have to have a plan in place.
Most people, when they hear the word plan or writing things down or doing homework, their eyes tend to glaze over. It's going to be some work. But that's the truth, isn't it?
It is. It's absolutely essential. When you get into the markets, as rational and logical as we think we are, when it's dealing with money, specifically losing it, our emotions are going to wreak havoc. Yeah. Four horsemen. You have fear, and greed, pride, and ego, and these four horsemen are going to make sure that you're making poor decisions.
So if we don't do the planning, we start to get a bit random, don't we?
We absolutely will. So to make it easy, grab a pen, paper, start off with the easy bit. So start with your why. Make sure it's a compelling one, and then you're going to do your goals as well. So write down what you think a reasonable return is going to be, and think about what you're measuring yourself against. What can you use as a benchmark? Whether it's the ASX 200 or the All Ordinaries, use something, and then you can have a bit of a competitive edge. Try to do better than the market. From there is the fun bit. You get to think about you. How much time do you have available for your trading? Because that's going to get you thinking about the types of strategies that you can use. Whether it's going to be intraday during the trading session, if you have the time to scalp or make decisions within the day.
So that's kind of like the day trading. So being really active, getting in there all the time.
It requires a lot of time.
Yeah.
Most of us don't have that kind of time available, so we might be doing more of a position trading type strategies.
Yeah, people sometimes think of that as set and forget, but you don't want to forget.
No, certainly not. You should be keeping an eye on them on a daily basis.
Okay.
After you've figured out how much time you have available, then you want to get into the nit and gritty. So this is your trading plan. Your trade system, if you will. You start off with how are you going to filter. There's a lot of stocks out there. You can't look at everything. So I usually encourage people to take a look at the industry classification system on the ASX website.
Like what companies are doing what? Or what are they building? What are they making?
Yeah. But looking at those industries, comparing those industries with the ASX 200, getting an idea of which ones are doing the best, and then you can focus on just companies within 3 or 4 different sectors.
So it might be like healthcare is really popular.
Exactly.
Those companies are doing very well. Focusing, okay.
That's right. From there, then you need rules around when you're going to buy. Remember, fear, right? So stock's just rallied, it's been running for 3 days, I need to get into it. And as soon as you buy it, it sells off. Okay?
And you feel like a bit of a fool.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So you need rules around when am I going to buy something. So I have my watch list now, when do I buy? So clear written rule around when you're going to buy. Is it using technical indicators on a chart? Is it going to be news related? Is it results releases, things like that? And then you need rules on when you should sell.
That's probably the hardest bit for people. Is actually when do you sell? Like we can all press the buy button. When we go online, we make our first trade, we press buy. Then people
No way.
sometimes like deer in the headlights, they get a bit frozen. So
That's right.
talk about the selling.
All right. Well, again, with greed, okay? You've got a good 10% return. I want to hold it for a little bit more, but then the price, reverses on you, and you end up taking a loss on that position. So having targets is a good idea. You want to write down what your target would be, how you're going to calculate
Like a
those
target
targets.
price.
Exactly,
Yeah.
target price. What return are you aiming for? If you don't hit that target and the price sells off 2 days consecutively, maybe that's my cue to get out. So you want to write down your rules on when you're going to sell to take a profit. You also need rules on when to stop your losses, because you don't want your losses to run. Again,
Yeah.
pride and ego. You're right. I know I'm right. But
People
the market's telling you you're
people
wrong.
often hold on to the stock hoping it's going to turn around.
And it doesn't.
Right. Yeah, and it doesn't.
And you go from having a 6 to 10% loss to a 20% loss.
Yeah. So the game has actually got a feature in it called a stop loss, which will automatically put your order into the market when the market's fallen to a
Absolutely.
certain point. And
Use
that
them all the
helps
time.
take out one of these, a couple of these four horsemen, which is the pride.
It helps
and
to
the ego.
remove the emotion.
Yeah.
It happens automatically, and you should definitely include that in your plan of whether or not you're going to use those stop losses. And then once you've gone through those, at that stage you're thinking about your risk management, right? So your diversification, how many sectors are you diversified across? How many different companies do you want in your portfolio?
Just on the diversification, in real life, there's no one actually telling you to diversify. In the game, we force people to diversify.
Yes,
So
you
we
do.
make sure that you spread some of the portfolio money that you have into a few different companies.
Yep.
It's important, obviously, because all the eggs in one basket, if you drop it, you lose the lot. So we try and force people to learn about spreading it around in the game.
That's right.
Go on.
And it's company-specific diversification, different companies, but it's not industry diversification.
Yeah,
So
we
you wanna
don't force
think about-
people to go healthcare resources. We just say 4 different companies.
So certainly think about that. Do you want to have diversification across different sectors? And then you've also got cash rules as your risk management strategy as well. So you know how many stocks I want in my portfolio, how much per position, what's my maximum loss, how much am I willing to lose on each position, and my maximum drawdown on my account.
Okay.
And then after that, just make sure that you are keeping track of every trade that you make and the reason that you took it, because then you can come back and you can
Could you
review
write a
and
journal
revise.
or something?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Keep a journal, use Excel, whatever works for
Yeah,
you.
sure. So let me see if I've got this right. Got to write a plan.
Yep.
Think about yourself, some personal reflection.
Yep.
Think about what stocks am I going to buy. So look at the whole spectrum, get some rules.
Yep.
Think about when you're going to sell. Again, some rules. Think about who you are as a trader. And if you've got all those written down, then you can sort of step by step start to build on what you know.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So that's nice, but people are probably still asking, Jeff, tell me which stock to buy. And that's the bit that they really want help with. So
Yeah. Happens all the time.
any advice?
It happens all the time. I've been trading for a long time, so what I do might be a bit more sophisticated.
Sure.
I built mine around Ken Slim. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Investor's
No.
Business Daily in America, William O'Neill. Ken Slim is, to keep it really simple and break it down to his essence, if I'm going to buy a stock, I want to make sure it's a profitable company.
Okay.
So you're looking at things like return on equity, you're looking at the quarterly growth, quarterly earnings results over the last 3 quarters, making sure consecutively they've been increasing.
Is that what some people might call value investing? Or?
Yeah, value
okay,
investing. But to keep it real simple, I think, Joe, for somebody that's just getting started, think about what companies that you know and use.
Yeah.
The ones that you know, and then go and look at them on the ASX website. Look them up. Look at some of the statistics that are there, and then just go and buy it. You just have to do it. So go buy it, and maybe this first position will be one that you hold through the whole game and just see how it does.
See how it goes and see how you feel.
That's right.
Yeah. Just checking with your own emotions.
That's right.
Yeah. The game goes for 15 weeks, so it's over 3 months. You know, it's hard to stay motivated in that sort of time period, and 3 months in the game is actually short compared to a lifetime of investing. So keeping people motivated is key.
It is.
I mean, you've got students at Kaplan. How do you keep them motivated?
That's a great question. And whether you're playing the game or trading in real life, it's a bit of a vacuum.
Yeah.
You're by yourself, so it's best to have somebody there that can be a coach for you.
Okay.
Get involved in a league, specifically if you have an active one. And it's good to have email updates and actually go through this trading plan. And on a week by week basis, what trades did you make? Why did you make them? Did you violate any of your rules? How might you adjust your plan?
That's good. Yeah, I might do that. Yeah, we've got a league internally with our team as well, so we have a little prize, and but I don't have the weekly email, so I might try that.
Give it a go.
Of course, I mean, life is not just about finance and doing things. Jeff, I see you've got a really interesting tie. Can you tell me a little bit about this hobby, please?
Of course. Well, I had to tie the Torres knot today. Looks like a bull for the bull market that we have.
Yeah, very good.
But you can find me on any social media platform under Tied Up in Sydney. And you can also go to tiedupinsydney.com and see some of my videos.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for joining us, Jeff. Hopefully people got something out of that. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.